If you think that seed starting is done, it is in fact not completed. And some of the best crops you can sow for an entire summer are right now here in June. So today's video, we're going to go through all the crops you can sow in June with varying harvest times and why June arguably is one of the better months to sow your seeds due to a number of different factors. So the good news is that the crops you do start in June are going to germinate lickety-split. And the reason for that is because your soil is warm. I always harp on soil temp, whether it's for transplanting your seeds or for seed starting. It's the reason why I asked you guys to hold off earlier in the year, because this spring was so freaking cold that it actually had a large effect, ultimately, on how well the seeds would germinate and whether or not they would rot in the ground. Now that things have warmed up, things will germinate quickly. So the first kind of batch of crops, and probably the most or the least exciting, if you will, are those that have a fast turnaround time. We're talking things like beets, arugula, Swiss chard, lettuce, radishes, that sort of thing. Now, the second category is probably some of the most productive plants you can actually grow in a garden. Let's split this up into two groups. One group is earlier in June, and the other could be any time within June, preferably towards the first half. And that can include things like winter squash and summer squash. These two I would highly encourage to get in the ground sooner rather than later, but it sure as heck is not too late. The other ones can include highly productive crops like beets, Swiss chard, arugula, kale, but also things like carrots, pole beans, bush beans, and peas. Do not underestimate the yield you can get off of bush beans. It is fabulous. Now, for these larger size seeds, one really great hack to try is pre-soaking the seeds or pre-germinating them, and then rather than pushing them into the ground, actually broadcasting them across the soil surface, and then using a top dress method of compost manure or just even simply peat to allow for the rest of the germination process to take place. This works fabulously in soils that are heavily compacted. And I have a great example of this as one on the side of my house where the soil is hard as rock below ultimately the space that you're probably looking at right now. And one of the best things to grow here is the bush beans using this exact method. Now, before we get into the rock star fall crops you can start in June, let's talk about the flowers you can still start in June. So this can include things like sunflowers, which, by the way, really do germinate much better in the warmer soil. We can also include things like marigolds. Morning glories, if they're not invasive where you are great vining plants that put lots of decor in the garden, as well as nasturtium. Now, nasturtium, I would use the same hack as the bush bean, pole bean scenario, where you actually pre-soak things prior to putting them in your garden. Now, this next category is your cold climate crops. Now, the nice thing here is that you can start these and it actually prevents them from bolting. And you don't have to start them here right in June. So you can actually start these later in June, almost into July in a lot of cases. So this can include pretty much anything other than cabbage. So kohlrabi, broccolini, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, so long as they are short season and or you are prepared to cover them in the fall. Kale and Swiss chard also fall in this category, but they kind of fall into every category and can be started pretty much any time because they are very resilient plants. Spinach is another great one that you could get started here in the June timeframe. I do have some pretty major tips when it comes to starting in June, and that actually has to do with the fact that their season is a little bit warmer, and you also can end up with some heavier rains, which is something that we are experiencing here right now. So number one is going to be cages or some way to actually cover our plants from predatory birds. This is beets, for example. Lots of birds love beets. We can also use things like fake snakes, which shockingly enough does work because these beets are untouched. Another hack that I love is actually the 2x4 trick for starting things like carrots. This helps to keep the moisture up despite the fact that it is incredibly warm outside, and keeping that moisture in the soil can be considered difficult. So the 2x4 trick works wonderfully. If you don't have access to 2x4s, you can also utilize mulches such as shredded straw. And then, of course, you want to make sure you water. There's no such thing as watering too many times when you're just starting off with transplanting or you're starting off with your seed starting process. So Geek Crew, you have to let me know what seeds you intend to start here in June, if any, or if you are completely set and ready to go. For me personally, it is a very warm June combined with a windy June, combined with a wet torrential downpour June. So my only defense is actually putting the mulch on the soil surface. This is going to prevent the seeds from blowing away, from the soil drying out too quickly, and from the actual water, rain washing away my seeds. So I will talk to you guys next time. If you want to see the latest and greatest on tomato hacks that I absolutely refuse to believe anymore, check out this video right here. And this is what Google says you should watch next. I will talk to you guys next time.